You just bought a Mac, or maybe you already have one and think, it's fine, it works. But let me tell you something, most Mac users probably use about 20% of what macOS can actually do. In this video, I'm taking you through 5 levels. We start right at the beginning for everyone who has just switched, and work our way up to power user level. Whether you're coming from Windows, just unboxed your first MacBook, or have been using a MacBook for years, I guarantee you there are things in here that you didn't know yet. Okay, level 1. Here we will get to know the 6 elements your Mac desktop is made of. And yes, even if you already have a Mac, stay with me because there are a few hidden things here that many people overlook. The dock is your quick launch bar, right at the bottom of the screen. By default, Apple puts a bunch of apps in there that you probably never use. So first, clean up everything you don't use in everyday life. In my case, for example, Apple TV and contacts. Click with 2 fingers on the trackpad on every app you don't need. Go to Options and then Remove from Dock. By the way, a 2-finger click on the trackpad is the same as right-clicking on Windows. If that doesn't work for you, you will need to enable it here in Settings on the trackpad and then secondary click. Alternatively, you can also hold down the Control key and click. Now add your own apps. Click the Launchpad icon in the dock, which shows you all installed apps, and simply drag the ones you use often in the dock. Small side tip, you can adjust the dock size by moving your mouse over the vertical diver until the cursor changes, and then dragging up or down. Making it smaller gives you more space on the screen. And one more important thing, right-click the divider, then Dock Settings, and there you disable Show Suggested and Recent Apps in Dock. That removes all the necessary stuff on the right side. If you like it clean like I do, you will want to turn that off. By the way, you can also place folders on the right side of the dock. Just drag a folder from Finder into the dock and you will have quick access. You can even drag files directly onto apps in the dock, for example an image onto the photo app to import it, or a PDF onto mail to send it directly as an attachment. Super practical. At the top of the screen you will have the menu bar, and here comes the biggest difference compared to Windows. On macOS, not every app has its own menu inside the window. Instead, there's one menu at the top, and it changes automatically depending on which app is currently active. On the far left, you will always have the Apple menu. That's basically your control center. Shut down, restart, force quit apps, or jump straight into settings. On the right side of the menu bar, you have the status area with things like battery, Wi-Fi, date, and time. And next to that is Control Center, where you can quickly adjust brightness, volume, Bluetooth, and more. Control Center is fully customizable. Click Edit Controls and you can add all kind of things, from screen recording to focus modes. And if you want to access certain things even faster, right-click an item in Control Center and you can pin it directly to the menu bar. Finder is your file manager. This is where you manage all your files and folders. There are 4 views: icons, lists, columns, and gallery. By default, icon view is active, but for the beginning, I recommend column view. That way you can see your folder structure really clearly and move files around easily with drag and drop. And the most important shortcut you should remember, Command N opens a new Finder window. This lets you open multiple windows side by side and drag files back and forth. And now let's talk about maybe the best feature on every Mac, the trackpad. If you only use it for clicking and scrolling, you are wasting a lot of potential. 2 quick changes in the settings on the trackpad. First, enable tap to click so you don't have to press firmly every time. Second, turn up the tracking speed because by default it's way too slow. And then the gestures. Swiping up with 3 fingers opens Mission Control, which shows you all open windows. Swiping left and right with 3 fingers switches between desktops. Swiping in from the right edge with 2 fingers opens Notification Center. At first, that sounds like a lot, but after a few days, you will do it in your sleep. Level 1 done. You know now how your Mac basically works, but now it gets more interesting. Level 2, here you will learn how to organize your Mac so you don't drown in chaos. And yes, window management on the Mac used to be, let's say, in need of improvement, but by now it's really good. Let's start with the basics. At the top left of every window, you will have the 3 traffic light buttons. Red closes the window, but careful, the app keeps running in the background. That's the biggest culture shock for people switching from Windows. To really quit an app, press Command Q. Yellow minimizes the window into the dock, and green puts the window in full screen mode. But here comes the trick. Hover your mouse over the green button and you will get the window snapping options. You can snap windows to the left, right or into corners, just like on Windows. It's even faster by dragging. Drag a window into the edge of a screen and it snaps automatically. And the pro tip, hold down the Option key while dragging a window. Then it snaps immediately without you having to drag it all the way into a corner. Press F3 or swipe up with 3 fingers and you are in mission control. This is your bird's eye view of everything that's open. And the important part, at the top you see your desktops. You can create several and distribute your apps across them. I use it like this: one desktop for work, one for private stuff. Then you simply swipe left and right with 3 fingers between your workspaces. This reduces chaos and you will never lose overview. And then there's Stage Manager, hidden in Control Center. That's Apple's answer to I have too many windows open and I'm losing overview. Stage Manager sorts all open apps to the left side and puts the active app in the foreground. You simply click an app group on the left and it swaps with the current one. Super clear, especially on smaller screens. The best part, all of the other features like window snapping still work, even with Stage Manager turned on. And now let's make your Finder really good, because the standard Finder is okay, but with a few changes it becomes really powerful. First, switch to List View, go to View, then Show View Options. There, enable Always Open in List View and click Use as Defaults. That way you will always have a clean list instead of that icon chaos. Second, go to View and enable Show Path Bar. This gives you a navigation bar at the bottom of the Finder that shows you where you currently are. Super practical. And pro tip, right-click a folder in the path bar and you will get the option Open in Terminal if you ever need a command line. Third, go to View and then Show Status Bar. That way you will always see how many files are in a folder and how much storage space is left. Fourth, in Finder settings under Advanced, enable Keep Folders on top when sorting by name. That way your folders are always at the top instead of hidden somewhere between files. And finally, go into Finder settings under General and change the default folder. By default, it always opens Recents, but most people get along better with documents or downloads as a starting point. Level 2 complete, your Mac is now organized. But so far, it still looks like every other Mac. Let's change that now. Level 3, now we are turning your Mac into your Mac. First, go into Appearance. Here you can choose between light, dark and automatic. Automatic switches depending on the time of day, which I personally think is really great. And you can also change the icon style, dark, tinted or default. And now a feature many people don't know about. Since macOS Tahoe, you can change your folder colors. Just right-click a folder and choose color. This lets you visually organize your whole system. Red for work, blue for personal, green for projects. You can even place custom icons on folders through Customize Folder. It really makes a visual difference. Something some of you might really like is the next trick. Every time I connect an external drive or take a screenshot, an icon lands on the desktop. My fix: go into Settings under Desktop and Dock. Disable Show Items on Desktop and Show Widgets on Desktop. And just like that, the desktop is cleaner. No icons, just your wallpaper. And the genius part: if you ever need your desktop files, just click on the desktop and they appear. The menu bar can get full quickly, especially on a smaller screen. My tip: go into Settings under Menu bar and choose what should really be there. For example, I remove Wi-Fi, Spotlight and the date. Wi-Fi is already in Control Center. I open Spotlight with a shortcut and the time is enough for me without a date. That really creates space. Level 3 finished, your Mac now looks like yours. And now it gets really exciting. Level 4, from here on, that wheat gets separated from the chaff. Here you will learn the tools that really make you faster. Press Command Space, that is Spotlight, and it is probably the most powerful tool on your entire Mac. You can do everything with it. Launch apps without searching for them in the dock, find files no matter where they are, do quick calculations, convert units, look up words. You can even change settings directly from Spotlight without opening the Settings app. And Spotlight is context aware. If you are in an app and don't know where a certain feature is hidden in the menu, type its name into Spotlight and it finds it for you. That saves so much time. Another trick hardly anyone knows: type something into Spotlight and press Command B. That opens a Google search directly in your browser. Super practical. And brand new clipboard history. Click the clipboard symbol in Spotlight and you'll see everything you copied before. Text, images, links, everything. It's one of those features where you wonder why it didn't exist years ago. Now I'm giving you the shortcuts I really use every single day, so pay attention. Command Tab switches between open apps. Hold Command and keep pressing Tab to circle through them. Command C copies, Command V pastes. You know that, but Command Option V moves a file instead of just copying it. So basically cut like on Windows. Command Space for Spotlight, we already covered that. Command Q fully quits an app. Command W only closes the window. Command H hides an app completely, useful if you're in a meeting and need to hide everything quickly. In Settings under Desktop and Dock, all the way at the bottom, you will find hot corners. With this, you can trigger certain actions when you move your mouse into a screen corner. For example, bottom right corner, quick note, tab left corner, screensaver. Small tip: hold down a key while assigning it. For example, the control key. Then the corner only activates when you hold that key. That prevents things from opening by accident all the time. Level 4 complete, you are now officially more productive than 80% of all Mac users. And now the final level. Level 5, if you made it this far, you are about to squeeze every last drop out of your Mac. Time Machine is Apple's built-in backup solution, and honestly, it's one of the best reasons to own a Mac. All you need is an external SSD. Plug it in, head into Settings under General, then Time Machine. Pick your drive as the backup disk, and you're done. From that point on, your Mac regularly creates snapshots of your entire system. And here's the genius part: you can travel back in time. Delete a file, no problem. Open Time Machine and you will see Finder exactly the way it looked on a given day. Just navigate to the right date and restore the file. And if your Mac ever completely gives up on you, you can use that backup to set up a brand new Mac exactly like the old one. Go into Settings under Privacy and Security and make sure File Vault is enabled. This encrypts your entire drive. So if your MacBook ever gets lost or stolen, no one is getting to your data without your password. If you are currently paying for a password manager, listen up for a second. macOS now has its own built-in password app. And it's actually really good. It automatically detects password fields in your browser, suggests strong password and saves them for you. You can even set up two-factor authentication right inside the app. And here's the pro tip, in the app settings you can pin the password app into your menu bar. That way you can copy usernames and passwords with 2 clicks, without having to open the app every single time. Go into settings under general and then login items. Here you'll see every app that launches automatically when your Mac boots up. Kill everything you don't actually need at the startup. Every app you remove means a faster boot and fewer distractions later on. And then there's the reduce interruptions. Focus mode in Control Center. It uses AI to filter out unimportant notifications and only lets the truly urgent stuff come through. Honestly, I keep this one on almost the entire time I'm working. And that's a wrap. 5 levels from total beginner to Mac power user. The cool thing about macOS is that there's so much going on under the hood that just makes your life easier, if you know where to look. And the best part, the longer you use it, the more you keep discovering. If this video helped you out, drop a like and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Bye!